Hey, it's your boy MrCV. I'm back again. It's your boy MrCV. I'm back again. Last week I was speaking about obviously valuing yourself and what kind of things you like about yourself, and it made me think that I needed to do another video, especially what kind of things we like about our parents, because often it can seem that we speak, or I speak negatively about my parents, but that's not the case. It's a case where sometimes, obviously, in the kind of family that I come from, sometimes can be quite toxic when there's a lot of arguments and stuff, and sometimes you just need a break. But apart from that, my family, I would say, definitely have a naturally funny family, and a lot of the times we're always joking and laughing. Now, I'm going to just speak about some of the 3 things I admire or appreciate about my family. And obviously I also want you to have a think about some of the things that you appreciate and admire about your family too, because even though sometimes, like I said, we can speak a bit negatively about our family, there are some things that you appreciate and you like about your family. It is worth noting that obviously these things you can go back to your family after this video and actually appreciate certain things about them. Let me go into it. I'm only choosing 3 things, and I've had to think about those 3 things as well, because it's not straightforward. One of the first things that I'm really grateful and I really appreciate about my family is the fact that I was brought into this country at a very young age. I've been here since 10 years old, and it's been amazing because by being in this country at that young age, this really helped my mentality. And obviously I come from a country, Nigeria, where obviously quite a number of the population goes through poverty, and obviously to bring me to this country where it's termed as a better life, and obviously through that, obviously my mentality has been able to be changed. If I grew up in Nigeria, my mentality will also be different, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the mentality over there, but obviously there are things that as time goes by, there are things that I think I need to unlearn. And obviously by coming here as well, there's a lot of opportunities here. Like obviously since I've grown here, I've always said I'm British, but also I've always felt part of this country because most of my childhood has been in this country. And also I'm really grateful because obviously my parents, they brought 3 children here, and it's not easy to bring in 3 children. Obviously the money, the sacrifice, and thinking back at it, it's something that you have to be grateful for, because there's a lot of people that want to be in this country, and obviously I've been fortunate enough to be in this country, and it's helped me in many ways. Now the second part, which is I think is vitally important, is that my parents raised us with strong values, and we live in a day and age where literally people just do anything now. The values of people is lost, and people just do whatever they want to do, literally without having to think. And obviously my parents raised us, when I say us, me and my siblings, with strong cultural and religious values. Obviously not all the values that I believe in, especially when it comes to cultural ones, but this gave me the grounding and the foundation. These values is something that I take with me wherever I go, and for that reason there's certain things which I don't do, which I believe that goes against my values, which could be cultural or religious values, and for that reason I don't do those things. Not saying I'm judging anyone that does those things, but obviously those values are what keeps me in check. Especially, like I said, there's a lot of people these days, maybe they've been taught the values but they don't do it, but people just do things obviously for fame, for money, for whatever reason it is. And those values, like I said, those values are big values that I really follow. That's going to be with me for the rest of my life, and I can stand to my values too. Now the final part, the final one, which I'm also grateful for, is that my parents are very hardworking, and sometimes I don't think they get enough credit for that, because obviously they work very long hours, and like I mentioned before in the first reason, that obviously they managed to bring me to this country, and obviously that takes a lot of hard work, which they could have used that money for something else. Is that similar attitude of hard work, obviously that's been transferred to myself, which if you know me, I always push for hard work, because I believe if you want to achieve most things, you need to be able to work hard. Working hard as well, when I thought about it, working hard is not enough, so you have to work with a bit of intelligence too, because sometimes I think people just work hard and still are in the same position. and they're not really thinking about obviously how can I further progress myself. And like I said, these 3 things are things that I really appreciate about my family, that I think, especially when it comes to that values is very key for me, because like I said, we live in a day and age where people's values are lost. They just do anything just for the sake of it. Those values has helped me not to be able to fall into those traps. And I want you to also have a think about what are some of the things your parents has given you that, or you appreciate about your parent. It can be even small things, because obviously the last thing you want is obviously speaking negatively about your parents, because I never encourage that. Obviously I do know my parents, there are certain things they could work on, they could be better at, but obviously I still appreciate their help and what they've given to me till this age. And I also want you to also do the same too. So I'm going to leave it like this. It's a very short and snappy video, but it's your boy MrCV. I hope you have a nice day.